the intro as well. Is that that's Bounty Killer, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the beat. That's the rhythm, right?
Yeah.
Rhythm was called the clone rhythm.
Yes.
But that was look into my eyes. Tell me what you see.
You know what? I'll tell you what. One of my favorite ever. I know we're going a bit off topic. One of my favorite rhythms. Yeah, is the Season rhythm.
Oh,
is one of my faves. If anyone knows about the Season rhythm,
that was 2005. That was 05.
Yes, brother.
Yeah. Now, what was your favorite song on the Season rhythm? Because I had some bangers on there.
Ooh, do you know what? Love, you know Morgan Heritage. Is that Love?
Tell me how come.
But there's the other one as well. I can't remember it. Love is
Jack.
Yes, I like that one as well.
Yeah, mine was Gypsy. Gypsy had a bang on that rhythm, man.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a rhythm that moved the nation, you know, because there was a lot of political things going on at that time, and that rhythm, man. All the rest of them, they did some madness. But that Morgan Heritage was a killer.
I'm telling you, man. Rest in peace as well, man. To Morgan.
Yeah, rest in peace to Peter Morgan, man. Big up to man like Darren in the building. Big up to E. Ross. We don't know how the thing up. Big up to E. Ross. Let's see who else is in the building. BX Gunner, the legend, is also in the space. You know, the special one, E. Ross. You know it, bro. You know it. Big up every single time. Now, bro, we get into some football.
Yeah, man.
How do you rate the transfer window so far? Like so far, that's the title of the because I'm seeing like because we were so down, it seems like the Gyökeres thing made quite a few of our fans overreact, and I know you see it in spaces of some of our fans overreacting, saying this brings it up to here. Zubimendi is better than this guy, that guy. How do you rate the window so far? If it ended today.
Boy, we ain't got Gyökeres over the line yet, so let me just remind everyone about that yet. That's not fully over. Out of 10, I'm saying 4, bro. I don't think it's that great yet. I don't think it's that great. There's nothing in this transfer window that's exciting me. The thing about this transfer window that will excite you is where we fill the gaps up top. It's not usually at the back with defenders or defensive midfielders. It's how our attack is going to look. When everyone was looking at City and Liverpool, they're looking at their attack. You know, when they brought in Wirtz, oh my God, people are like, wow, Wirtz, we got Wirtz. You know, when they brought in Marmoush last season, you know, they was like, this is my attack. We've not really bought in anyone yet. You know, obviously Gyökeres is pending, but I don't want to talk too much.
Yeah.
So it's not a great window so far.
It hasn't. And you know what? I don't think we get all the players that we're linked with. I honestly believe this is how our window will end. I think our window will end. Kepa, Norgard, Zubi, that guy you just named. I don't think we get Eze or
what?
Yeah, I don't think we get Eze or I think we haggle over it. I don't think we get him.
You know the problem is with the Noni deal, is that almost kind of like if we get him over the line, that kind of like ends any chance of getting Rodrigo, in my opinion. You know, because that 50 million or how many euros or 43 millions, that kind of like takes away from the Rodri deal. The thing that also as well, that we need to consider as well is that even if we was to chuck money at Rodrigo as well, it's not a guarantee that he will come to Arsenal as well. People don't see these sides of things. People think, we're going to chuck money at Rodrigo. Imagine he don't want to come to Arsenal.
Yeah, you've seen the article about the 3 other clubs that are linked with him. They actually did an article on FotMob.
Yeah, City, is it City, PSG, and Bayern. Yeah. So can you imagine a situation where it's a case of City versus Arsenal bidding for Rodrigo? There's only one team that's coming up on top. because Rodrigo's put in Yoku in a spliff straight away, benching him straight away. So wherever he goes, he's not going to have a problem with benching anyone. Elise, but he plays on the. Does he play on the right or the left? Preferably, which was his?
He plays on the right. He inverts. He's left-footed.
So he plays on the right. Yeah. So him and Elise at Bayern, that might be a bit techie. Who starts, Elise or Rodrigo?
I think you start one on either wing. I think you start Elise on the right and Rodrigo on the left. Yeah, because Sane is going to Turkey. Yeah. Musiala just broke his ankle. I don't know what they're doing with Serge Gnabry. Yeah, there's space there. But the Bayern one it has legs. It's real. You know,
but why would he go to Bayern? Why would he go to Bayern? I know Bayern are a great club and stuff, but that league. Come on,
it gives them a lot of playing time at a big club in one of Europe's top 5 league to give them a better chance of making that World Cup squad. I think it so. Has legs. Yeah, I think it has legs. I think the Bayern one, especially in the wake of the Musiala injury, because it looks bad. It looks real bad. You know, it looks like he's out for a while, bro. You know, Bayern, they've walked the league. They're probably going to walk that league again. The Bayern fans are going to start demanding a UCL, and they're going to, the way they went.
So you think Rodrigo's gonna take the easy option, go to Bayern, just to get into the cup, get into the World Cup, or he's not going to choose, a team like City, because Bayern, I don't think they're going to win the Champions League next season.
I mean,
they might get far in it, but I can't see them winning it.
I mean, you think we're going to win it?
No, I don't think we're going to win it, but City are more likely probably. Do you know what? These teams are good teams as well. Bayern's a very good team. So
yeah,
I don't know, man. Do you know what the Rodri chat? Let us know about Rodrigo. Even if we threw money at him, he might say, maybe I'll go over there, but I want big money as well.
Okay, rank them for me. Those 4 teams, rank them, but as potential landing spot: Arsenal, PSG, City, and Bayern.
Yeah.
If you're Rodrigo, how do you rank? Who do you like? Arsenal is my 4th option. City with number 1, 2, 3, Bayern, and PSG toss up.
The thing is, he's a winner, isn't it? He's a winner. So is Arsenal going to be that first option that he's going to go to?
I think he'll look at the wingers at all 4 clubs and he'll evaluate himself to beat. I'm better than that guy. I'm better. And I think if he looks at Arsenal, it's like low hanging fruit. Trossard and Martinelli are low hanging fruit for him. We're like, I'm better than these.
Yeah.
I play for Madrid. Martinelli and Trossard, you don't get calls from Real Madrid. I think he's better than Doku. I think he is, but the Bayern one just seems. I read the article yesterday, and the way the sports writer laid it out, it's a compelling case. It's a very compelling case. Yeah.
Is it? Sorry to cut you. No. Does the manager have an influence in all of this as well, of where he goes as well? It's not just about playing. You want a manager that's going to wrap your arm around you, innit?
Yeah.
And
I hear that. I hear that. Yeah. If I'm Rodrigo, I sit down with all 4. I call all 4. I listen to all 4. And I hear what Arteta has to say. I hear what Pep has to say. You talk to your agents, you talk to everyone, and you're like, what's the best move for my career right now? In a World Cup year. And yeah, the Bayern one seems very, very. But between playing time and likelihood of lifting silverware, Bayern makes a pretty good case. PSG has good wingers already. They have Kvaratskhelia, they have Dembele, they have all these tricky men. But PSG they've established themselves now as sort of a powerhouse. They're about to be in a final, or possibly a final. Champions League winners. They did a treble. They got a manager that most people rate, world-class manager. PSG can throw their weight around right now. We can't. So. I think Rodrigo is completely off the table for us. I don't think we get him. But I think the Eze one is 50-50, and I think at the end of it, Palace will look and say, hey, man, we're in the Europa League. We're in Europe. We need to keep our best player. We let one of our best players leave last year and go to Bayern. We can't just let our best player go going into a European campaign. I think that will weigh heavy on Palace, especially if Arsenal are trying to do this installments thing. If the money is up front, we can maybe swing the odds in our favor. But the from what I'm hearing, we're trying to play 20-20-20 instead of paying the release clause.
I've got another argument for you though.
Mm.
Would Real Madrid want to strengthen their rivals? Would they want to strengthen Man City just based on money? Would they want to strengthen Bayern Munich? Although we know Bayern Munich got heritage, but
yeah, they do. Do you think Real Madrid look at City as rivals? I don't know, man. I think Real Madrid
not in terms of Champions League, no.
Yeah, I think they sit at a certain table where they look at themselves and like we really have one rival in this world, and that's them Barcelona, man. Everyone else we can punch up because they don't even beef with Atleti, and they live in the same city. You know what I mean? They rarely beef. Like when the Madrid derby comes around, there's not really much hype around it. It's when Barcelona come around, it's like it's mayhem. Real Madrid, they really see themselves at the top of football, and everyone else is just peasants, bro. You know, yeah. You know how the people look at you. Some of them people look at you when you walk past their business class cabin when you going back there to 35E. Yeah. Yeah, that's how them man look at it. They're like, bro, 15 of these. I don't think they mind because I've seen these man. You know, they sold us Ozil. I've seen them let Kovacic go. They've let big players go before. You know, I don't think it depends on how highly they rate Rodrigo and the fact that they've only played him what, like he hasn't played heavy minutes in this Club World Cup. So
you know what is for me, Taryn, is that Bayern didn't want to pay the amount of money for Wirtz, how we say his name, and he's on big wages, yeah. So Rodrigo is going to be on big wages, isn't it? We're probably talking about 250 upwards, isn't it? 300.
Yeah.
So will Bayern be able to afford his wages?
Yeah, I think Bayern pay big money. You know, I think they pay. They pay.
But
big money.
They didn't pay for Wirtz though.
There was something else. There was an underlining issue with Wirtz and Wirtz's dad, and there was so much in that story.
Yeah, because they're his agents, isn't it? His parents were his agents, yeah.
Yeah, there's some history there of why he didn't want to go to Bayern. Yeah, but yeah, Bayern pay good wages, they win trophies, and you know I think they're in a stronger power position than we were. If it came down to a bidding war between us and Bayern, he may choose Bayern. But you know, unless we actually muscle up a lot of money, which I just don't see us doing. So,
but we need to take PSG out of the equation because in the chat, obviously, they're saying Kvara's there, isn't it? And Rodri, and that, as Darren says, Rodri ain't going PSG to get benched by Kvara. So it's down to maybe two clubs, 2 or 3 clubs now.
Yeah.
City, Bayern, and maybe us.
Right. If he goes to City, man. Oh, if he goes to City,
I can see that happening though. You know, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked about that. I can see him doing you know what? City are going to pay me a lot of money. Who's more likely to win the league out of us and City?
Yeah, it's City, in my opinion.
Let me ask you, BBK. Yeah, you're the hottest thing. You're the hottest thing coming out of Real Madrid right now. Yeah. You like Arsenal as a club? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's got history and all them kind of things. Man City didn't have a great season last season, but you know what? They've been on smoke for the last 4 or 5 seasons. 2 clubs you can get in. You know if you're going to Arsenal first team. You know if you're going to City first team. Who are you choosing? And I don't want a bias answer. I want a real answer from you. And it doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter what the answer is. I just want a real answer from you. If I said, listen, if 2 clubs come, City, throwing 300k a week to you, and Arsenal's throwing 300k a week to you. It's a World Cup year, as you know. Yeah, you're not getting no love from Alonso at Real Madrid. Yeah, we know in London. Yeah, London is where it's at. Yeah, City. I don't know about Manchester because I'm from the ends in London, innit? You know what I'm saying? It's different experiences, isn't it? Where are you going, my friend?
That's a great question, bro. If
you've got Brazilian guys in the,
and that's where I was going. Like the man them did it, right? Martinelli's there. I don't know how much English he speaks, and that matters to these players, being able to be around men that make them comfortable. We got Gabriel, who is in the Brazil squad. You know, Martinelli, Jesus. If Edu was still there, he speaks Portuguese. I think he might have some more pull. But if it's just about winning with him, he goes to City. He goes to City because City are very primed to win this title. Like Pep hasn't gone 2 years without winning the Prem. Every year he loses.
I'm asking you. I'm asking you. I'm asking Rodri. I'm asking Rodrigo. I'm asking you. You're Rodrigo for now.
I go to City. I'll go play for Pep.
Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't play for Arteta at this stage in my career. You know, seriously, I'd go play for Pep because a lot of players want to be able to say they did that. I played for Pep, you know, because Pep will be immortalized.
Yeah,
at some point, you know, the guy that did this, you know, did trouble with 2 different teams, and that means something to a lot of modern day players. I played for this guy, you know, I played for Fergie, I played for Wenger, I played for Mourinho, I played for this guy.
So you won't be like, I want to play for Arteta. Then you're going to be like,
with all things being equal, with the money being equal, playing time being equal, and all that stuff. I'd probably go to City, bro.
So
where I have men like Rodri, you know, Ballon d'Or winner, where I have men like I have tremendous wing play. But there's a Brazilian man at City as well. What's the name? The left footed Savinho. You know, he's Brazilian.
The one up the winger. What's his name?
Savinho.
Oh, he's the winger. That's the winger,
yeah. He's the winger. So you know, and he's left footed. He plays on the right and inverts. Rodrigo on this side, he plays an invert. It's a tough one. It's a great question, but I'll 51-49. Probably go to City.
So it's close.
Yeah. It's close. The manager is the tiebreaker. You know what I'm saying? Because you know Man City plays the type of football that suits you. They don't park the bus. They don't go up 1-0 and give the ball up and do 2 banks of 5 and shuffle. No, they go up 1-0. Okay, we're about to run 5 on you, and then run the score up. And it's that type of football. It's very appealing to a player.
So if you're thinking like that, then I don't think we've got a. Well, you said 51-49%. I think the gap's a slightly. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go on. It depends how much, Berta goes in, isn't it? I suppose as well, isn't it? Like, but City are like they send you a proposal straight. If they want you, proposal, bam, bam, it's all over.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why I was frustrated, and another layer of that question that you asked is so good. Don't let it get to that. If you're Arsenal, don't let it get to that level where you're competing with City, Bayern, PSG. Like wrap them up early. You know what I mean? Wrap them up early, and then the chance for City was there, but that door's closed, the ship sailed, and he's an Arsenal player now. But
because Rodrigo would have known that we've been touting him for the longest of times now, isn't it? He and his agents should know this already.
Yeah.
It's about who can get in there first, I think, as well.
Yeah. Oh shit! Big up to AFC. Always say, well, would Gyökeres give the number 9 shirt to Eze and 10 to Rodrigo the 14 shirt? Yeah, I mean it's like so. Yesterday, the guest on the show, I asked him if should we take the shirt off, the number 9 of Jesus, and he said it was a bit harsh. Like we have Gyökeres is likely. I incline to believe hasn't held up the shirt yet, but I think we'll get this one over the line, right? We have our number 9, Glock 9, all this stuff. I don't think the club is that ruthless to strip Gabby of his number. Would you? Like you asked, you put me in the position of being Rodrigo. You are Mikhail Waffle. Do you take the 9 of Jesus and give it to Glock 9 so we can sell shirts.
Do you know what? I probably will. And I know it sounds brutal and stuff like that, yeah, but
it does.
One, those shirts are gonna sell like fire with that Glock 9 on it, yeah. And 2, Jesus, man, seriously, man, you've not done nothing, man. You're on big wages. I'm sure you can just give up that shirt for a minute. Do you know what I'm saying? Big wages, just give up the shirt, my guy.
Yeah, he's grossly underperformed, hasn't he? Like the first couple of months pre 2022, November 22, Jesus was cooking, but since then it's been hard pressed to find games that he has performed well in the Premier League. I've seen him perform well in the Champions League at some points. I've seen him perform well in the EFL Cup against Palace back in the day. But yeah, in the Premier League, bro, the Man United chop when he sent Dallo to the shops is the only moment that I can think of.
That was
but that's it. And that was what, 2 years ago? Yeah,
2 years ago now.
Yeah, that was 2023.
Wow.
Yeah, that was. That was at the Emirates in September 2023 when he did that. He hasn't had any signature moments since. Every moment since in the Prem is us begging him to get a goal, or him being subbed off, not getting one, and then Havertz. When Havertz displaces you at the top of the line, it's a problem. But you see that lineup that you put up this morning on your live, yeah?
Yeah. Do you know what? I kind of like thought to myself, Havertz is going to start. But anyway, go on.
No, I think it's spot on though. I think and that's one of the reasons why I think we don't get Eze, or because I think Martinelli will be that left wing.
Why you say about Eze, man? You every time you say that Eze, it's like you're stabbing me, bro. Like we don't get Eze. It's like
I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it. I'd be buzzing. Like I think DX Gunner said 6.5 at the top. At the top of the when I asked, what would we rate the window so far? 6. But I think Eze would take that up to at least an 8. But yeah.
Why don't you think we can get Eze though? I don't understand why you don't think. Yeah, I just don't. If you look at the news now, let me see if there's anything on Eze. I think Eze wants to come to us, and the thing is, if he talks to his people and pushes a little bit, then I think we're going for him. I highly think we're going for him.
We'll go in for him, but we'll go in for him at 20 million pound installments, and if you're Palace, you want the money up front so you can buy some players going into Europa, because they will be doing Thursday, Sunday, and we have seen Thursday, Sunday hurt teams with bigger squads. We've seen Thursday.
But don't they want one of our centre backs as well though? I think they were talking about a centre back going the other way as part of the deal.
What centre back? Kivior? Maybe
Kivior. Yeah, they was talking about a centre back being put into that deal as well. So
it has to be because we don't have any other center backs to sell. Has to be.
It's true. Yeah. There's no one else.
Unless we're considering Ben White a center back, and we can't do that. Yeah, the right back is the only position where we have quality depth. Where I don't feel nervous if we swap 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Or if we swap, Saka in 1 year for certain games, I'm not terribly nervous, but every other position I'm nervous when we do a like for like.
Because if we're getting in Mosquera or whatever his name is, then someone's leaving. So what are we leaving ourselves short if we give Kivior to Palace?
We would, because even though Kivior, most of the fan base doesn't rate Kivior, when Gabriel went out for those little Champions League runs, I can argue in some games he was better than Saliba.
Yeah.
Especially at the Bernabeu, because at the Bernabeu, it was Saliba that gave away the goal.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and at the Bernabeu, it was Kivior who headed that ball instead of just heading it into weird space. He headed it directly to Moreno, and Martinelli took off over here where no one's looking, and Moreno played him clean through for the nail on the coffin. So he did play well, and if that, we can put a comp together and a highlight reel and be like, hey, this is what you're getting for those games, and prop them up and get the Eze price down. I'm calm. I would love to have a front line of Gyökeres, Saka, and I don't see the Rodrigo thing, but it might be Nani over there. Like we said last week, that it's gonna happen, brother. It's gonna happen. And
you think Noni's happening? Do you think Noni's happening?
Yeah, I thought it was happening last week, and this week it has more legs.
Oh,
it has more legs this week, bro. And it annoyed me to the point where now I'm hearing where you've heard it too with the whole Ethan thing. But the thing with Nani that really makes me nervous going into last season and the season before that with Nani and Chelsea's attack, how free flowing it was, and how great Palmer is, and Neto on one wing. How didn't he cook there with all that creativity around him? Why didn't he cook there? How do you score less goals than Martinelli when you had more creativity around you? And I don't want to hear this craziness about he can play on the left. No, he's the right winger. He lines up on the right. On the left side for Chelsea, it's been Modric, it's been Sancho, it's been Nkunku's been over there, it's been Neto over there as well. He's been the primary right winger for Chelsea, and it hasn't worked. You know, so I'm not, but I think it happens. I think it's going to be him, Zubi, Norgard, Kepa, and the center back from Spain. I think that would be our transfer window, and that for me is a 6 at best. At best.
But this is the problem again now. So Arteta is creating another Havertz problem with buying Nani, because he's the player that no one wants. It's a player that's taken away from what we could have. You know, we could have had Gyökeres a couple of seasons ago, but we bought Havertz or whoever we wanted, Tony or whenever it was. Bringing in Nani from Chelsea, especially, is taken away from maybe a Eze or maybe a Rodrigo. Oh man!
I got a question for you, right? Now, with the Nani, like no one in the fan base wants this. No one in the fan base wants Nani. One, because he's a Chelsea player, and two, he hasn't really cooked there. And thirdly, the price.
Yeah.
If it wasn't Nani, if it was João Felix, would you be okay with it?
No. Nah, he's regressed, man. He's regressed. He's regressed to me. Yeah, he's regressed to me. He's not the João Felix, man, that was cooking a few seasons ago. Even when he first come to Chelsea, I wanted him back then, but now
I did too.
I'm not interested, man. I'm not interested in João Felix, man.
He's 25, you know.
He's only 25.
Yeah, Felix is only 25. He should be in his prime right now.
Yeah, he's had a few injuries though, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has had a few injuries, but since Atletico played, and Atletico really don't spend big like that. When they went 120 million euro and whatever it was, and he essentially has turned himself into a lone wolf since then. You know, like how, because for Barcelona, they loaned him to Barcelona, bro. Oh my goodness! But I do remember a lot of Arsenal fans wanted him on loan when he went to Chelsea in 2023.
Yeah.
So
I was one of them.
And right now his market. So if it was okay, these are your options: Nani for 50, João Felix for 20 million, because that's his market value right now. What you saying?
I'm probably gonna take Felix, you know. But Felix, he's not a left winger though, is he? There he is.
And we have
building.
Gary from Don't Waste the Trip with us. Gary, what you saying, my guy?
Hello. You know, I'm listening to you guys going, you're saying probably a lot of things, I'm not saying. So I said, let me join. Let me join.
Say what you say. Say what you say.
No, I you guys are looking at it from buying side and from City side, and I'm looking at, if you're going to look at it from the Arsenal side, it's got to be something we offer, right? There's got to be something we offer. Like immediately, you're definitely going to start. And as you said, we do have, for Rodrigo, anyways, we're talking about Rodrigo, right? You've got Gabriel, you got Margalez right there, a future teammate or current teammate of him on the Brazil team. So you got that going for you already. Potentially, some are saying he could be, he could or should be the captain of Arsenal. He runs things like he is, right? So you got one of the leaders of the team sitting right there. That's a brother of yours. So you kind of got that going for you. We need that spot just like everybody else does, but we haven't had a player like him in a while. It'd be good to bring him in. So, For Rodrigo's purpose, I think, yeah, I mean, that for me sounds like on the Arsenal side, something that we can definitely bring him in for. For the Eze side, as you said, I don't know why we haven't just finished that thing off. That should have been done already, right? I mean, the payment structure thing makes no, like that's been out there for like the last 3 or 4 weeks, right? We know it's 20 plus the 8. If Arsenal can't afford that, then I think we got problems because we paid the Rice deal in a similar fashion, right? And we paid that in, I think, 3 installments. So the money, we're making more money now, so that shouldn't be an issue. Getting Eze in the door, and that definitely answers a lot of questions for us. Puts a lot of pressure on players that are here that have been questionable, right? And gives us answers if we need him to play left wing, we know we can do it. It's like one of those things, like we know and where he can play a right wing, but we feel he's better elsewhere. And until we need him there, let him play, all right? Get him on the pitch. Yeah. So I think we've got answers for these players' questions. Sorry.
Now, if we do the installments thing, that we're proposing installments, and then another club drops the full price on the table, then he goes to the other club. Is what I'm saying. I don't. That's one of the reasons why I don't think it gets done. I think we'll haggle over it. Then just like the Bayern and PSG and City now have emerged as potential destinations for Rodrigo, potential destinations for Eze. Like if Bayern comes in for Eze, he goes there with Elise. He goes there, especially with the Musiala injury, because Musiala plays more like a 10, like Eze, and he definitely won't have to drift out wide and play out of position. So if we can avoid that and cough the money up front, I'd love it. But I do think the Nani thing is a higher priority for Mikel than an Eze. I think that's why I don't think we get him.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't make any sense if the primary purpose for him is to be a backup for Saka, and we know we already have that.
Right.
We already have that, and where he can back him up, and we don't miss. He'll only get better, right? I mean, people are looking at him as a viable player to bring in, so we have that. So Nani should be like at the bottom of the list of like priorities in terms of what we need. We need an Eze, we need a Rodrigo, we need something comparable in those 2 positions, right? If we're gonna, so, and also we just need to finish off this Eucharist thing, all right, and then move on to the next guy. Like Eze gives us an answer right off the top, and then he either competes with Erdegaard, right, or we'll get you on the pitch and we'll play you left wing for now, all right, one of the 2. But I feel like the more he plays, the more it'll be like, well, it'll stand out, and I think the easy answer will be Eze in his preferred position at some point. Yeah.
The crazy thing about all of this as well, is that if you can remember a few years ago when we was going crazy over Mudryk, and how much was Mudryk? Mudryk was a lot of money, wasn't he? 80,
it was like 80, I thought, right? It's like 80. Like that's 80 is more than anybody we're looking at now.
Yeah, and we were ready to throw the money at Mudryk,
and Caicedo
as well. Why are we not like? Why are we waiting for this guy to finish the tournament? We should be throwing in a bid now, saying, "Listen, we want you now. We want you to come to Arsenal now." The points that you made, Gary, 100%. Brazilian captain there. I wonder if Gabriel has been in his, been talking to him, or Martinelli. You don't know. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Now, Gary, you said we have the backup for Saka in our squad. You're speaking of Ethan, right?
Yeah, right now.
Right. So what do you think about how dare he demand playing time? Yeah.
Oh,
I don't. You know what? When I hear that, I think people hear he wants to start. I don't think.
Thank you.
That's what I think people hear. They hear he wants minutes, he wants starts. He's not ready to start anywhere. I don't think there's any team like at an Arsenal and above level that he can go to where he's gonna like. I'm a starter. Day dot. Right. He's got to work up to that. Arsenal has got him to this point. Now, if Arteta did his whole plan of bringing him out when he was 14, 15 years old or whatever, he's got to know that there's a plan for him. And if he doesn't, then that's on Arsenal and Arteta. They screwed that one up. But in reality, you know, if Berta knows his worth and knows the worth of players, this one he's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
he's not going
Especially
anywhere.
Chelsea. Especially Chelsea.
Yeah. That Chelsea would that people people come to Arsenal and play better, right? So going to Chelsea and then expecting to get better, that's not going to happen. I don't believe. Not yet. We haven't seen it yet, right? They're playing really good now, but they're throwing lots of talent at the wall, and it's sticking right now. All right. At some point, they're going to have to play some football, and people are going to have answers for everything they've got. Will they be able to, you know, overcome? You know,
oh, goodness.
That's what I think, anyways.
What I don't like, right, is this narrative that he's demanding more playing time. If he goes to the manager and says, before I commit my future to the club, I'd like to get a clarification on my role next season, or I'm gonna. But when the narrative is being ran that he's demanding more minutes, that concerns me. Because, for example, Gary, if you and I tweet these, right? If I tweet, I'm gonna ask my wife to make me a sandwich, and then you tweet, I demand my wife make me a sandwich. We get two different responses on Twitter. I promise you. You will get canceled before close of business today for saying the word demand. You with me? Yeah. Right? So when they run this narrative that he's demanding more minutes, I don't want to hear it. I think the kid is just wants, with all the injuries that you have last year and Odegaard's stinky form, I should have played more. So before I sign a new deal, what is my role in the squad next season?
This is the same thing we wanted from, if you think about it, it's the same thing we wanted from Šeško last summer. Look, the only person that's taking minutes from you is Havertz. Can you handle that? And we got the answer. No, I don't want to do that. I need some more time to get myself right before I come. Because, like, if you're looking the same way you're looking at, you know, we're looking at Nweri, it's the same way Šeško should have been looking at Arsenal when it's Kai Havertz in front of him. You know, is there a way for me to get into the squad? And if you're confident in yourself, there is, all right? And Nweri, there's minutes for him. It's up to the manager to just give it to him, all right? And if he has questions about it, that's what negotiations are about, right? The same in negotiations Rodrigo's going to have, Eze's going to have. Like, Eze's going to be like, am I stuck behind Erdegaard and Rodrigo, whoever they bring in, all right? And of course, the answer should be maybe to start, but you have your opportunity to take a spot, right? Nobody's giving you the spot. You got to go take the spot, regardless, right? I mean, there's few places where like Rice came in. I think showed his worth. All right, we saw like the worth of him coming in. All right, same thing I think for Eze. All right, he looks up there and once again look at Erdegaard, what he did last season, and go, will he get back to form? I don't know, but I'm gonna come in with what I just showed you the last couple of years. Yeah. And we need that. So. No, I think and where he wants to make sure there's a plan for him, and that's coming out as he's demanding minutes, and that's, you know what, every play has that same discussion. When it's Arsenal, it comes out as negative, you know, derogatory, and all those types of things. Another player asks the same. I bet you they all ask the same questions. They want to make sure there's a path for them to get on the field.
Yeah, I don't like the narrative at all. Big up to Rashid, Arsenal Revolution TV in the building, people. What's up, bro? How you doing? What you saying?
Hey, big up, fellas, man. Big up to the panel. Big up to the chat. I'm good, man. I'm good. Gyökeres is signing.
Yeah.
It's looking good.
Cool. That's cool, man. This comment that's on the screen from Boy 10. What you think? Do you agree that you think Ethan is ready to start?
In my opinion, yes. In my opinion, he's better than Odegaard. And I can go as far as talent-wise, he's better than Saka. But if you say that, listen, you can't say that. The second thing, what I said, you can't say that out loud because a lot of people it will be an outroar. But if he's better than Odegaard, yes, he is. And I think the best positions for him is number 10. Problem is that with Arteta is that he's petty. He doesn't believe in sorry. You know when you tell him sorry, he ain't gonna forgive that. He ain't gonna forgive that. Yeah. I mean, Abba came late once, and that's it. He was out of the team. Do you know what I'm saying? I know that if when you're late at professional, when you're at that professional, you have to kind of like, you either pay a fine or something. Do you know what I'm saying? But to be completely pushed out of the team, but the problem is with Ethan is that's it. In Arteta's head, he's a right wing now. He's not number 10. That's it. He's a right wing. Like Skelly, for example. In my opinion, Skelly's the best midfielder we have. But in his head, he's a left back. He ain't gonna change that. He ain't gonna play him left. He ain't gonna play him left centre mid next season. That's not gonna happen. We all know that Skelly's gonna play left back, and then invert or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Invert. So I don't want Ethan. I want Ethan to go on loan. So this is what I want. I want him to go on loan. Do you know what I'm saying? By the end of this season, I believe that Arteta is going to be sacked and he can come back and play that number 10 for us. And we can get like 40 mil or maybe 45 mil for Odegaard and say bye-bye, you know? But if we're talking about Ethan, man, he you know he's going to be a right wing. And guess what? We're trying to sign a right wing. So he's going to be third choice. And then you're asking the man to sign another deal while you're going out there to sign Madueke. That Ethan is better than Madueke right now. You know what I'm saying? And age is just a number. Age is just a number. Lamine Yamal is one of the best player in the world right now. What is he, 18, 19? Yeah, age is just a number. Do you know what I'm saying? He's got the talent there, but he's going to be third choice right wing. Would you take it? Would you take it, BBK? Would you take it, Waffle? Would you take it, guys? Anybody here? Nobody would take that. Come on. And let's be honest. Unless Madueke is going to be signed as a left wing. Do you know what I'm saying? Which I don't want him. I don't want him in the team, but still, man, he's going to be third choice. I don't think Ethan's going to sign that deal, but yeah. I heard some stories today that he is going to sign that deal and that he's going to stay at Arsenal, but let's see, innit? Let's see.
Yeah, with Ethan, what's going to happen is, because I don't think we're getting Rodrigo, and I don't think the Eze deal will fall through, what we'll do is haggle over the Ethan deal, and deadline day he re-signs, and then the fan base will celebrate like it's a new signing.
No. I don't know I hope you're wrong about some fan base cheering no Eze and no Rodrigo.
No, we won't cheer no Eze. We won't get Eze because I just don't think this club will. I think Noni is the priority, like I said. And I think because we prioritize Noni, someone else will offer.
But is Noni going to play on the left wing? Or I wanted to ask that question.
He's a backup to Saka. He's a backup to Saka. He's not a starter for us. That's why, for me, he's like last on our priority list of players right now. Like they did all the intermerit, we got our backup goalkeeper, we got our backup to Zubimendi, right? So we covered Jorginho and Partey leaving, so that's done, all right? We needed a backup goalkeeper, done. We have players that can play in these roles that we're picking up right now. We need to just improve. We need to get starters out of them, right? So for me, Nani is like we can play multiple players behind Saka, right? Definitely in where he can do it. We've seen him do it. So he's only going to get better year on year if we continue to improve his talent, his skill set, right? So for me, Nane's got to like 55 mil or whatever it costs. Like they're going to want 55 now because of Elanga, right? That's the thing that's going on now. Like Elanga just went for 52, and no right now, no.
That's Kulos money,
No, right now you're not paying that for him if you're doing things the right way, right? If you're looking at Rodrigo and Eze, Nani has got to be way down the list of priorities for me. So
you know what? Yeah. Nani for 50 mil. This is what I don't get. Rodrigo's about what, 90, something like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
Nani's 50 mil, 55, 50 mil. That's about how much we're gonna pay. Why would you go out there and pay for Nani that you know that you're going to lose money after 2 years? Why wouldn't you go out there and get Rodrigo that he can only triple his money? Rodrigo is a serial winner. Do you know what I'm saying? 90 mil. You don't need to buy Eze and you don't need to buy Nani. Just buy Rodrigo. That too, because think about it. He's the kind of player that is a needle mover. He's the kind of player that would change. Do you know what I'm saying? That would change that front line. Him playing on the left wing, his talent. We know Rodrigo's talent. He played for Real Madrid, do you know what I'm saying, for years. You get me? And he won everything. and he's up there in the Ballon d'Or list or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Everybody rates him. You know, he would change a lot of things for us. Like Gyökeres. Why are we all happy with Gyökeres? Because he's one of the best strikers right now. That's who you go out there and get, like a Verts. You go out there and get the best number 10 out there right now. It just changes something in that club, and that's something we need. A winner. We need a winner. We don't need someone that's talented only. Like Noni, for example, he's techie, you know what I'm saying? He can dribble the ball, right? Problem is that last part of the pitch. You know, he when he gets he's not that decisive. When his problem is being decisive. That's the only problem. Why wouldn't you go out there and get Eze, for example? Eze won, yes, he won a cup with Crystal Palace, but we can't compare Eze to Rodrigo. It's night and day. So I think just bring the two money together for the two players. Because let's be honest, Arteta, you're not going to use him. You're not going to use Noni. You're not. Saka's playing 90 minutes every game, and Odegaard's playing 90 minutes every game. When are you gonna give Madueke a chance? We play Saka against Preston, all due respect, and teams like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Why? Go out there and buy me Rodrigo, put him on the left wing, go get 40 million for Martinelli, even though I don't think Martinelli can get you 85. Like, I saw some people asking, do you want to take 85 for Martinelli? What is that question? Are you asking people for real?
I take 65 for Martinelli.
Come on, man. I'll take 40. He's done.
I don't know who's paying 50 plus for him right now, though.
Oh, the
Saudis. His value might be 65, but his performances don't deem that, right?
That's why we should take the money and run. Take the money and run. Quick,
if somebody
fast,
wants to pay him that much money, we should move on or get it. You know, for me, Trossard and Martinelli, I was happy to see them go last summer because we needed to improve on that position, right? So, you know, if you take those two out and you bring in Rodrigo, done, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Done.
And you can leave. You can let Trossard stay because, you know, Trossard's not going to get you a lot of money anyway if you sell him. And he's a good backup player. He's okay with being on the bench. I don't know about Nelly because you can't put a 180K a week player on the bench. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just not, it shouldn't be done. But that's my opinion on it. You know, you've got Nelly. We gave him 2 years. After the great year that he had when Klopp gassed him up and we gave him 880K because of it. Do you know what I'm saying? Klopp played us. Klopp played us because either Arteta doesn't know how to utilize him or he's just a shit winger. In my opinion, he's just, I don't want to see him again as a left winger.
But that year, wasn't that year the year when we had Xhaka doing what he was doing and having his best year for Arsenal? Like that's the problem. As soon as you had your really good year, Xhaka, you got the best out of him. You let him go. Everybody said it. Can we replace him, please? Nope.
Yeah.
Didn't replace him, and then everything's taking a step back. Injuries came up and all that stuff and made it even worse. But we never replaced that position. Rice isn't that guy. Right?
And guess what? We went out there and spent money on Moreno to unlock Martinelli. That's another 40. That's another 40 million. Do you know what I'm saying? It's losing money. You buy cheap, you buy twice. It's how it is. Do you know what I'm saying? It's how it is. You know, he didn't unlock Martinelli. What did Moreno really bring to this team? But whatever, man. What do we know?
Big up, Jaleel. What you saying, bro? What you saying about Nani and Eze?
No, it's just Arteta's terrorist football, man. It's just Michael Bin Laden settings. He's a terrorist. He plays terrorist football every week. And big up Rashid. You know me. I was in the chat, and yeah, man. Apparently, we're getting Norgard deal. Apparently, I've been seeing online. Apparently, they're saying that he wraps the ball well. He's good at throwings. He's good at scoring goals. And I think in myself, he's an average player. I mean, he's 31. I just don't understand why we're buying 30-year-old footballers in the first place. Like, we've nearly spent nearly 500 million on midfielders. That's just
madness.
And
Gallagher legs. That's what I read. Gallagher legs.
You know what the thing for me with the Norgard thing, right? We all watch football. We're footballing, man. We watch Brentford when they're playing us, when they're playing other Big Six teams, we watch, right? There is not a game last season where I watched and walked away, but like, man, did you see that Norgard? Did you see that Norgard? How he was cooking? I mean, I watched Brighton games and I'll be like, you see that Belabor? You see that kid? He was cooking. I never once watched Brentford and was like, man, that Norgard was man of the match today. So, and the minute we're linked with him, this is what our fan base does. He wraps the ball well. I haven't seen that one. That was new to me, but I've heard the long throw-ins and what are we doing? This is another Stoke FC type thing. I'm the Norgard one. So, this is how I think our window will end. And Gary, let me know if you agree, Angelia or whoever. I think it's going to be Kepa, Norgard, Mascara, Zubimendi, Madueke. I think that's all we get this window.
No Gyökeres.
I don't think we get Eze or Rodrigo. I think that's. I don't think.
Rodrigo's impossible.
That's gonna be poor. That's poor.
Rodrigo's impossible. We're just dreaming. I'm dreaming. You know what I'm saying? We dreamt that something will go wrong with that Sesko deal, and they'll turn around and go for Gyökeres, and it happened. I pray. But the Norgard deal, you know what the problem is with the Norgard deal is that nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? We bill collector.
Yes,
he's a joker. Yes, as a joker. Yeah.
Big up still. Big up to Yasser. Yeah, go on, Rashid.
Nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? We bought. So what happened is that let's say Zubimendi for Partey, right? That's what they're making it out to be, isn't it? Zubimendi for Partey and then Jorginho for Norgard. Nothing changed. You haven't improved anything. We stagnated. We stayed the same. We went into this summer transfer window and we were promised 350 million war chest and that we're going to change this whole team and we're going to go against next season. You'll watch what we'll do in the summer window. There were no players available in January. That's what they told us, isn't it? Then when we came to summer, you go for Norgard. Nobody would ever ask for Norgard. No one. But the problem is that they'll tell you, oh, he's just a backup. Yeah, he's just a backup until someone gets injured. And with this constant pressure that Arteta plays, a lot of players are going to get injured. A lot. And you're not ready for that. And then when we have to play Norgard, what did they have? What did they say? Oh, shit, he's not good enough for Arsenal. Well, we told you in the summer, innit? We told you in the summer to do something. Why are we always late? Why are we always late to realize that we fucked up something in the summer? Do you know what I'm saying? That's what bothers me. Thing is that we didn't move. We didn't move. Norgard for Jorginho is debatable. Some people would say Jorginho's better. You know what I'm saying? And I understand why.
He is. He's better and he's more accomplished. Jorginho has won things at the highest level of football.
Yeah, but he's coming he's on a retirement plan. But also, okay, we weren't gonna get. It doesn't seem like we were gonna be able to keep Partey, right? So to replace Partey, who's better than Zubimendi?
I mean, we're okay with that. We're okay with the
so that's what I mean. That's not stagnation then, right? I mean, that's basically we're getting. I mean, it's stagnation in the sense that we didn't get. I don't think there's better than Zubimendi to replace Partey if he's going to be your starter. If you're talking about starters, right? So we needed to do that. That move is a perfect move. The Norgard one, maybe Zubimendi plays more than enough games and we don't really get to see him unless we're playing teams at his level. We didn't need to buy Norgard. Huh? Because
why? We could have just dropped Rice to his original position, and get some proper number 8, which we have. Well, he's not going to do it.
Exactly. We already have that.
Just put Skelly there.
No, why? You want to get a left. You want to get a left back, and then you don't have to worry about that 8 moving. That's what you need. The problem is the left back. You fix the left back, then you move your left back. You're starting the left back.
What do you think of Zubimendi and Rice? What do you think of Zubimendi and Rice? That's good, right? That's good competition. If Rice is doing well, then he stays. If he isn't, on the bench, Zubimendi comes in. Don't you think that's competition?
That's 160 mil on 2 players. Sounds crazy, right? That's the part.
Well, we already bought him, innit? Yeah, we already bought Rice. Bought Rice. It's done now. It's done now. And they gave him player of the season. I don't know how. Who picked him as the player of the season?
It's definitely Gabriel, man. It's definitely Gabriel.
I don't think. They'll tell you, Gabriel was injured. I told them Partey.
Sorry. How many minutes has Zubimendi played in the Premier League for him to be better than Partey all of a sudden? All right, forget about what's going on in the cases and stuff. Like, we're talking about raw ability, yeah.
Mhm.
When Partey's fit, yeah, he's one of the best DMs in the league. People
Yeah.
people forget it was him and Rodri that they were talking about, yeah, a few seasons ago. This season, he was magnificent. One more thing as well, yeah. Football's gone backwards, and I know what you guys are going to understand what I mean by this, yeah. For Arsenal to talk about bringing in Eze as a left midfield, left winger, yeah, I think the game's gone. The game's gone because you bring that guy in as an attacking midfielder. Doesn't matter where you play him across the attacking midfield, 10, left mid. But you know what the problem is? Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz is the problem that we still have, because he's going to shoe in this brother as much as he can, yeah. So if he's not playing up front, Kai's gonna be on the left mid, yeah, left mid attack.
Yeah.
We can talk about Zubamendi and Norgard and all them kind of things, yeah. But for me, Kai Havertz is the biggest problem in this team right now.
Facts. I mean, where are you going to play a player like that?
Yeah, his form and his contract, his form and his contract makes him very problematic at the moment. Absolutely, you know it.
Might well just put him at left back because he played there for Germany. He might as well.
Yeah. And he did well there.
I might play him at left back because he has played left back before in academy. He might as well just put him at left back.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That was my guy Lee. He said that he might move him at left back. I don't know. I don't think so. I think Skelly's too good. And Skelly's proved to even the fans they love Skelly. So I don't think Skelly's gonna move. But that midfield stinks. It doesn't, even if we get Rodrigo and Gyökeres, that midfield's still gonna be a big problem. You know, we haven't.
It's a Sociedad midfield. It's a Sociedad midfield.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what it is? We you know what our biggest problem last season was? It was the low block and mid block. We haven't solved that yet. We haven't. Nothing's changed in that midfield for it to be able to open up clubs that will just sit back. Leeds are going to sit back. I'm sorry. You need to understand that a team like Leeds have to sit back. That's all they got to go up against a team like us. And I'm just using Leeds as an example. There's many more. Do you know what I'm saying? Many more of the teams. Actually, if you're really going with the numbers, probably you could say, what, out of 20 teams, like what, probably 16 of them, not 16, I'd say 15 of them will probably sit back. What are you going to do? How are you going to open the low block with a player like Rice, which is, in my opinion, the biggest problem in that midfield, alongside Odegaard, of course. And when I say he's the biggest problem, it's not that Rice is a shit player or anything. I just think that that's not his place. He can do a job. Obviously, Rice is not going to go tell Arteta, hey, Arteta, I don't want to play because you're going to play me in number 8. He's not going to do that, is he? But, like, he's the biggest problem. This is why we suffered against low block and mid blocks. Do you remember City? Yeah? Remember City when they used to smoke everyone? Don't matter if you play a low block, mid block, high line, they're beating you. Why? They had talent in that midfield to open up. Even if you sit back, they'll open you up.
Yep.
That's how it is. When you play Liverpool, it's a bit different. Liverpool rely on pace, which we don't have in it, but they rely on pace. So they can open you up with just 1, 2, 3 passes, they're gone. Salah, 20+ goal scorer. We don't have that. We tried sharing the goals around. Remember that one? Sharing the goals around. Didn't go as planned. Yeah, we got some goals, but not good enough. And then the controlled football didn't work as well. Now the defensive football, it's not working. Do you know what I'm saying?
Quick question,
Go on,
Rashid. Yeah? How many times have you seen Arsenal score a goal through the middle? Midfield just doing listen, bust, you know what I mean? We're busting through the middle now and we're scoring goals. It always has to go to the wings. Yeah, Eze is the type of guy that will run through you. Yeah, pause you. He will run through you and do what he has to do. Yeah, we don't have Odegaard. Don't do that kind of thing. And I thought, looking at Odegaard, I don't even see him as a conventional 10 anymore. I see him more as like an attacking 8. That's why the system, kind of Arteta's system, he needs to change something up, bro. Because we can't be going into next season the same with the same mentality and the same kind of like way we play, because teams are going to find us out, man. You know, they're just going to sit behind the ball, let us do what we're doing, side to side, side to side, side to side, and you know they're gonna be happy with that.
Yeah, I think that midfield. Do you know what it is? I think in that midfield, the problem is that we don't have the tech. We don't have a techie player. You need at least in 7 players you have in that midfield, at least 2 of them needs to be techie. 2 of them that you always use in games like Leeds and whatnot. These kind of games, you can't be playing like we used to play. I remember, who did we play? Bournemouth, and we played Moreno, Rice, and Partey. Absolute madness. Do you know what I'm saying? 3 center DMs or whatever they were playing.
Ayala without no seasoning, brother.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's not. That's the thing. So what we had to do is go to the wings and then start crossing balls aimlessly, which didn't work really, because nearly 60% of our games we won through set pieces, probably set pieces. You know what I'm saying? That's what we only done. So you can't really open up a low block and mid block with Rice or Moreno or whoever left the center mid. Havertz, you know, Norgard, Zubimendi's
similar, slow, not techie. None of those guys really are techie. You know what I'm saying? It's just like he's just Arteta's just brought in Land of the Giants, in it. Do you know what I mean? Physical, tall, big players. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Wimbledon FC settings. That's what it looks like with Saka. Do you know what I mean? Who's got a little bit about him, and maybe Martinelli.
We used to give it a Saka and hope, innit?
Yeah,
we used to just give it a Saka and hope,
Yes.
but that doesn't work, because all we need to do, our teams need to do, is just double up on Saka. Just double up on Saka.
With Gyökeres, it's going to be different now, because if they double up on Gyökeres, then we've got the wingers. But
then we've got the
left
wingers.
wing needs to get sorted, man. I cannot stress this so much. That side is weak and it needs to get sorted, man. I don't want to hear Eze as a left mid, bro. Just bring him in and let Eze do his thing, yeah? That's all I want.
Eze is way better than Odegaard, let's be honest. Ethan is way better than Odegaard. They just don't want to admit it. That's all it is. Nobody's talking about Odegaard enough, you know? Nobody's he was great 2 seasons ago. 2 seasons ago. Do you hear that at Real Madrid? Do you hear that? He was great.
He's a scared brother. He's I don't want to call him a coward, yeah, but he's one of them guys that he goes missing, bro. He goes missing. He gets a little challenge, and that's it.
He's out of the game.
Easily put him out of the game, easily, and he's our captain as well.
That's what Newcastle used to do. I remember. I want to just give this as an example, and I'll end it on this. Do you remember against PSG when we were losing, and then we ran out of ideas? What did we start to do? Long throw-ins, hoof the ball, playing rugby. That tells you all you need to do. All you need to know about that midfield.
Yeah. Now it sounds like you men are saying the squad is crying out for Eze, a creative player through the middle. Because if we get an Eze, like you're saying, that when was the last time we scored a goal through the middle? Yeah. If we get Gyökeres making those runs, occupying both center back, and that's what a good number 9 does. He occupies both center backs. Let them keep guessing where you're gonna run, which one that has to mark you. When Eze has that kind of space on the ball, bro, we think we cook. We'll unlock so many teams playing low blocks that way, with that much quality in the midfield. But right now, our football is very robotic, very predictable. And if you're a defender, one thing you do know that a predictable team is very easy to defend against, especially when you're left creating.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna have to go.
Big up, Gary. I'm
gonna have to go. But like I said, bringing in Gyökeres, I think that Arteta and the way we play has to change. You bring Gyökeres in, it has to change, because he's not Jesus, he's not Kai Havertz, he's definitely not Moreno, right? So everything will have to change there, and to get the best out of your players. Same thing with Zubimendi. You bring him in, he's not Partey, so he's going to do things differently. Everything's going to have to change for the good players that you just brought in. So hopefully Arteta has figured that out, or has the answers, and we move on. But thanks for having me on, Tavon, Abs, Brent. Rashid, and everybody in the chat. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day.
Big up people. And big up people. We got 23 in the building. Make sure you are subscribing to DWTT. Rashid, you all know Rashid. I think everyone in here is up to Rashid. But big up to the man. And so, gentlemen, let me ask you, I don't think Eze is happening. Most of the chat seems to be 50-50 or like leaning towards it's happening. So is Eze, Zubi, and Gyökeres enough?
That's a tough question. No. No.
Yeah.
I don't think they're enough. Oh shit.
Big up to the troll.
I'm not gonna troll. I'm not gonna troll, man. Don't worry.
Don't even start, man. We're on a serious conversation right now.
Yeah, serious.
Is this good enough? And now I'll be real, yeah. And the thing is that if Eze if he was to play Eze in his right position, yes, but he's not, so it's not good enough. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't think Eze. I think Eze is better than Martinelli on the left wing. Don't get me wrong. He's still better than Martinelli on the left wing, even though it's not his position, but or his preferred position. I still think he's better than Martinelli on the left wing. Is it a step further? Is it going to take us to the next level? No. That's the thing. That's what I believe. I really do believe a Rodrigo and a Gyökeres will take us to the step further. That's what we need. You know, even with that stale midfield that we have. But Rodrigo, just because he has that, you know, that Jogo Bonito, he's got that Brazilian instinct that we can just play football. We can open up teams. You know, Rodrigo can open up teams, you know. Even that even if he inverts, that guy will give you so much more than any other player would give you. I think Eze would still give you, but not to the level of Rodrigo. So is it good enough? I don't know. Would I be upset if Eze joins? No. Do you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be upset. But I think the money's there, BBK. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The money's there. You're about to spend it on Noni. You're about to spend it on Noni. Noni Madueke. How come he doesn't have an attitude problem? Throwing up gang signs and shit. How come he's got an attitude problem? Yeah, exactly.
Like, what would you do that, Yasser? We saw what you just did, bro.
No, excellent. You know, no. I'm joking.
Abs, you think that window's good enough to challenge? Say it's Gyökeres, it's Eze and Zubi as the main additions. You think that's good enough to challenge? Proper challenge, not this shit we just did last year.
No.
I don't think either, man.
I just don't. You just feel it, innit? You could just feel it. I just don't think that's enough, man. People the other day, yeah, as soon as they heard the Gyökeres stuff, yeah, they were saying, "Oh, we're winning the league." Do you know what I'm saying? I just thought, you know what? You see these funny fans, bro. Yeah, see the way how they think. It doesn't work like that, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? We need Gyökeres. Yes, he's a needle raiser for us, but we still don't know. We still don't know how this brother's gonna act in the league, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? There's no guarantee, yeah, he's gonna bang for us. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And obviously we've got players like Saka who we know is good enough. You know that our defense is good enough. But it's our attack, that's the question mark. And it's always gonna be a question mark for next season. So I don't know, man. Do you know what? You will tell when you start to watch the games against, because the first 6 games for us is going to be kind of like techie still in it. It's going to be kind of difficult. So yeah, I think we're knowing those first 6 games, yeah, what we're on for the season, to be honest.
Yeah, I hear it. Now the question from the assembly here said, who can't replace Zubimendi? I think it's got to be. I mean, it's going to be Moreno in that 6 if Zubi picks up a knock, isn't it? I mean, there's no other.
Moreno,
Havertz.
There's no other 6 in the spot. Who's the other 6?
Norgard, no.
Is it a Norgard?
I
DPN.
There, bro.
Is Norgard the 6?
No, Marino can't play that, man. He can't play.
No, he can't play that.
And that's why it's a problem.
It's too slow.
That's why I put the question on the screen. It's a mad problem. So that's what I'm saying. We have a CM crisis because it's a single point of failure. Because he can't play 38 games, bro.
Yeah.
And we have champions.
He's going to play way more than 38. Trust me, he's going to play way more than 38, BBK.
Yeah, but yes,
this is right. There's no depth. That's the problem, because let's say obviously we know that one of the DMs is gone, but he shouldn't have been leaving regardless, except for obviously the situation that was there. Right. But let's say if that wasn't there, he shouldn't have been leaving regardless, because that's the quality, isn't it, that you would have had if one of those players are injured that's supposed to be a starter or not.
So, but Yasser,
it's
trolling aside, right? Trolling aside, now real quick, Abs. Like, what's the Chelsea's Chelsea's fan base consensus around Madueke?
So, Madueke, we just feel like he can be backup. He just can't be a starter at one of the top 4 teams, innit?
Mm.
You get
Do
you
you
can't
rate him though?
compete.
Do you rate him though?
Nah, I don't rate him, but I just feel like he can get better later on, innit? Do you get it? We just ain't got time to see whether
Yeah.
he's gonna be better or not. And this is why I was telling everyone, besides the trolling and that, is that he's just not. He can do a job backing up Saka. He's not going to be better than Saka. Do you get it? But you're still going to have a certain level. It's not the same as having a Sterling or someone that completely you don't get anything out of. Does that make sense? It's still not good enough if you're going to look at it from like a standards thing, because you'll say, you know what, I want to have someone on Saka's level or better on that wing. But then before he got injured, I mean, before that season, last season, when we were saying that, people were saying, no. I can't have a Pedro Neto or when he was at Wolves or this or that because he's injury prone. And do you get it? Because a lot of people don't want to have someone that's better than Saka in case, do you know what I mean? He ends up getting dropped, or you want to see their favourites playing, innit? So it's just one of those things where maybe you need to get someone less than that then if they don't want someone on his level or better than that.
I wanted to ask Yasser a question, yeah?
Yeah.
Is there a big difference between Gittins and Madueke?
I ain't watched Gittins as much to say that, but
Yeah.
the way I'm looking at, let's say, our transfer window or some of the players that we're getting is more like I'm looking at them as profiles. What can they add to the team or the system that we play in that can potentially either get the best out of them, which then in turn helps the team. Do you get it? Instead of, because you know what, we could have gotten a Gyökeres or something, but we've done it before. We spend a lot of money to get a striker. It just doesn't work, not all the time. How about you get the right player that will help you, and then if he suits the system, in turn the player gets his GA and whatever, all the other stuff. Does that make sense? I just don't think with Gittins, I just have to see what he's basically different to we had before. We had the Sancho before. He was more of a link-up player. Do you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff, not really a direct winger. You know, the icy free wingers running down the wing. That's what everyone likes nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah.
They just want to ice. If he's there, they rate him. Leao, we'll get him. Anyone that just runs down the wing. Obviously, you got the Martinelli. We got someone that has a similar playing style in Gittins. The thing that I like a lot about Gittins, from what I've seen in the clips and that, is that he doesn't hesitate. As in, if he's going to take the shot, he takes the shot. And I think sometimes that's where you waste a lot of time in attacks and get intercepted. Whereas Noni likes to do fake shot.
Yeah.
He kind of changes his mind before he shoots, and then he wants to do something else, and that's how you waste your chance, isn't it? So if you
with Noni, right? Is it a case of Maresca looked at him like he did Sterling last year and be like, you know what? I'm gonna take your number off you. I'm gonna give the number 7 shirt to Neto. You're not gonna play here. Go find you a club. Is it a case where he said that to Noni, like, bro, you're not gonna play next season. Go find you a club, and all of a sudden he's being linked to it?
Nah, I think that basically there was Newcastle links before Arsenal links.
With Noni.
He's always there was Newcastle links, but you can forget about that, because obviously they managed to get their Alanga. So now it's almost, you know what I mean, confirmed that the only teams in for him right now is Arsenal. But the thing is, though, is that I think that when interest started coming in, one of the reasons they might want to sell is because we're interested in getting Kudus. So if we get Noni out the door, instead of getting 2 players and then none of them end up, you know what I mean, you have an extra player and the other guy don't leave or whatever, how about we sell him first? And this is why we joke around saying give us the money and that, because we want to go bid for it. But this is the point I'm making, though. If we just don't want to get a Kudus and then Madueke doesn't end up leaving, and then you just have that player lingering around, if that makes sense. So that's why I just think that if an opportunity or a bid comes in, we'll sell. That's how it kind of works.
Damn. So Jalil, is that what we're doing? Instead of going out to get Kudus ourselves, we're gonna fund Chelsea to go get him.
Get me?
Yeah.
Isn't he going Tottenham? Isn't Kudus going?
No. So basically, what Tottenham done this weird thing where they've been trying to negotiate, but West Ham never wants to sell to Tottenham, innit? Like, imagine David O'Sullivan trying to go in the room and negotiate with Levy. They're gonna add Tottenham tax to it. So let's say they're willing to sell him for 60. If we bid 55, they'll sell him to us, but they won't bid. If Tottenham bid 55, they ain't selling it to them. That's what they do. So what happened is, I think Tottenham put in this weird, you know, those add-ons. Yeah, they tried to say that some of the add-ons are only achievable if Tottenham wins the Premier League and the Champions League and that. Yeah. So obviously, West Ham told them to go away and come back whenever, whatever, innit? So we've always had an interest in Kudus. From what we've heard, and I know some of this is rubbish, like Palmer's friends with Kudus and this guy and that, whatever, yeah. But they done the same with Gittins, where Delap and that contacted him and told him to come. Like, you know what I mean? Where, you know, sometimes your players will call another player and say, yo. But with Kudus, even Maresca spoke about him, and he was saying, yeah, I know him from my time at Ajax or whatever he was saying at the time. But yeah, I just think that we can go and we hijack in it. That's what we do. So I think we go there, slap the money on the table. We just get the player, bro.
Yeah, I hear it. If we're meant to be pushing on to go from second to first, we need to be going to like clubs and taking their best player off of them. Like Man United went to a Wolves and took Cunha, their best player, and looking at Brentford trying to take their best player in Mbeumo. We can't be going to Chelsea trying to take off a man that Enzo Maresca doesn't rate. This signing screams of Arteta, and it screams of top four battle. Not comfortable top four. I'm talking about slugging it out to get top four with this kind of signing. And you know, if this is what we're meant to be doing, then you know what's the point of getting Gyökeres if you're not gonna? Because someone in the chat said we're getting Gyökeres, the Rodrigo or the Eze signing would make even more sense now because we need a 20-goal a season scorer.
Gyökeres is a club signing.
Yeah,
Gyökeres is a club signing.
So I need to understand this though, Rashid. Yeah, because I've been hearing this a lot recently. Where when it's a good player, it's Berta signing. When it's a rubbish player, Arteta.
Yeah,
so how do you determine that?
Evidence. We have evidence.
Thank you. We have evidence.
Okay, but I'm trying to understand. I'm not trolling. I'm just trying to understand because I've heard this recently where someone will say when it's a crap player.
Do you know why? Do you know why Gyökeres is a better signing? In my opinion,
that one we know. The Gyökeres one we know
because Sesko we've been Sesko we've been following him for time.
Because if you look at Sesko, he's an Arteta project. Arteta loves project, and he wants a Sesko. He doesn't want a Gyökeres. Whereas Berta's a sporting director. He has experience, and Berta wants to go for get the best strikers. He doesn't want Sesko. We all know that all the links with Sesko is just Arteta signing. Arteta wants Sesko. Berta wants to get the best out of the best. And I think for me, Gyökeres is the best option.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's because we went for Sesko last season. That's what gave me the idea that it was an Arteta signing. Arteta wanted him, so I think that's why Gyökeres is the answer. But
Sesko stayed though, innit, Rashid? Sesko stayed, and then when Berta came in, they kept saying that the reason Sesko's on the list is because they've already done the legwork. So that was the easier deal to finish, but then we never heard anything about that. But obviously it's because they wanted 90 million and X, Y, and Z. But they helped him do the common sense thing. You know what I mean? They pushed him to...
I told you, my prayers were answered. You know what it is? It's like it was fortunate for us. Like it was what happened is it was a blessing in disguise. You know that whole situation with Sesko, it was a blessing in disguise. You know what I'm saying? I just understood that. I was looking at it, I was like, whoa, they want a lot of money for Sesko. And not just that, they were like, Sesko wanted a release clause, and there was like issues. I thought that Sesko deal was done. Because they told us they agreed terms for time.
Yeah. And
Leipzig already told us how much Sesko is. So I didn't know what the back and forth was. And then when it came out, I was like, all right, cool. That's good. Sesko and now it's getting tougher to get Sesko. So what Berta turned around and told Arteta was like, listen, Arteta, I tried to get you your striker. It didn't work out. This is what they want. This is what we want. We can't do it. We have to go for the second option now. I think maybe something like that happened. Do you know what I'm saying? But Noni Madueke, I don't know, man. It must be some Illuminati thing, bro, between these two American, you know what I'm saying, owners. Something's happening, bro. Maybe they're linking up, you know what I'm saying? You know, they be hanging out in the same parties. Yeah, they be hanging out in the same parties. And
don't involve my owners with your owners, bro.
Come on, listen, everybody's.
We just Now listen, you're the retiring home.
They
all
all
of
got
that.
skeletons in their closet.
How
Trust me, all of them.
generous. How generous. You know what I'm saying? We can send you someone else. We already got someone else planned next season. You know what I mean?
But
She
hold
can
on,
do-
hold on. Quick question, yeah.
Yeah.
BBK.
Yeah.
How did you get Theo Walcott on the panel today, brother?
So that means you got Theo Walcott and you got
Theo Walcott.
Malpai. You got Malpai as well.
Hey,
Big up to Jaleel though, man. He looks like Theo Walcott, man. Serious.
Jaleel taking us straight out here, man. Theo Walker scored over 100 goals for us. You know,
I know.
Crazy.
I won't
Let's do
accept
that
no
now.
Theo Walcott slander. He didn't do the number 14 shirts any justice by the levels that we're holding him to. But
Yeah.
no,
Nah, now you got a new number 14. You know what I mean?
this guy right
Nah, he ain't getting the 14. He's getting number
Eze
26.
will get the
I
10.
like that.
Eze will
You
get
get
the
me?
10. And then
Eze.
he'll-
here.
yeah, I think you get Eze. Oh, you got the Gyökeres thing, you know, unless Leipzig decides to drop their price last second, and that's a different story. That's a mad thing. This is the thing. Until you see him with the shirt, yeah, I'm waiting to see like the shirt, and then I'm like, okay, cool, Gyökeres is there, innit? Even though he wants to go and everything, and I know that it looks like everything seems to be sealed, but there's kept rumors coming out that I've seen from journalists and that saying, you know, if they because
Nah.
they forces them to drop the price. If they start saying 60 million for Sesko, yeah,
Okay, I don't want to talk about this. This.
yeah, this is what I'm
Eze-
saying. This is what I'm saying. Don't celebrate until man signs, and then you know it's done and sorted. innit?
Ah, shit, right.
We've seen players not go to clubs, bro.
Yeah, we've seen it
Obi
before.
and
We've
that.
seen it before. But Eze, we're getting for that. You know why I think we're getting Eze? Yeah, it's because who is really in for Eze? Us, Tottenham. That's about it. No,
Spurs.
that's about it. The only. Yeah, exactly. Spurs and us. So if you're Eze, where would you go?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Where would you go? Obviously, you choose Arsenal. So
Yeah,
I think Eze. Yeah, I think Eze is a done deal. I think we can get Eze. I think we will get Eze.
but is it
Man,
a done
wait,
deal or
Kia.
complete deal?
No, yeah, of course, a done deal is not a complete deal.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying? It's just a done deal.
Yeah. So,
But yeah,
Jaleel,
that's what I think.
do you agree or subscribe to the good signings or Bertha signings and the shit signings or Arteta signings? Do you subscribe? You hear me?
Who, me?
No, Jaleel.
No.
Oh, Jalil, yeah.
Are you on
Oh,
mute?
me. Do
Yeah,
I
yeah.
subscribe
Yeah.
to Berta's signings?
No, do you agree that the
To be honest with
Gyökeres was a Bertha signing and this Noni links is got
Yeah,
Arteta
yeah.
name
I just
all
feel
over
the fact that Zuberman. I think that Arteta wanted Norgard because I don't think Berta. If you really think, because the thing with Berta is he's got experience. If you look at Atletico Madrid, all the signings, he bought like good players. If you look at Arteta's situation, he just wants to go with, I don't know, just 30-year-old players, you know, like Zuberman, like Norgard, sorry. I've been hearing like reports about saying that today, seeing him in the Arsenal colony training inside to complete it. I'm like, just get this geezer. Just make sure the deal is done, man. I'm sick and tired of watching this Norgard deal being taking way too long. I've been seeing online like David Ornstein, that twat, saying, "Oh, the deal is done. We've signed him." I've seen on like it's not even confirmed on the BBC Sport or the Sky Sports News, so there's no point. I just thought that with Zubermendi, it looks like Arteta signing because you know Arteta loves midfield players. He loves more midfield players than strikers. But if we book Sesko, that's Arteta signing because it's a project, and we all know Top Gunners love the project of Arteta. Let's ask you guys, Rashid, BBK, and the fellow in the middle. I don't know what's your name.
Yeah, it's Abs and
What's
Yasser.
the goal?
Yeah.
I'd like to
Go
ask
on.
you, rate the transfer window so far out of 10.
So far,
Yeah,
Cool,
so far.
cool.
Hey, that's the
Sorry,
title of the
waffle
video.
how much waffle?
done.
Did you say 3?
4.
No, I said like out of 10. Out of 10, rate the transfer window.
5
4.
for now.
Because you thought you were rating it out of 5, you know?
No,
I thought he was rating it out of 5.
The way he
I
said
out of
no.
5.
4 out
I
of
said
10,
rate
brother.
out of 10.
I said
out
it
of 10.
earlier in the stream as well. I'm not rating it in yet.
It's
As I said before, it should be rated on the the attack that you bring in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Defenders, cool, but attack, that's where the ratings get higher in it. And so far for me, it's a 4 because we ain't got Gyökeres over the line yet. So once we get Gyökeres over the line, it might go up to a 6, but at the moment it's a 4 for me.
I mean, I can't.
Yeah,
I'm
argue
gonna give
with
it a
that.
2, minimum of a 2.
If
Woo!
it's
Oh,
if it-
man went lower than me, you know.
2 is a minimum.
Basta,
He's
You're
he's
being
talking
a bit
about
too
confirmed
harsh.
signings. Confirmed signings. I think that's what he's doing.
Yeah,
Like the player ain't over the line
I
fully.
just,
yeah.
I just
He's
feel
not
as though
adding them. That's probably what it is.
Man said solid 2.
He's harsh.
I just feel as though the fact that the thing is right. It's just the fact that I just feel as though the fact that with Timber's situation coming out, let's assume Timber and Ben White get injured. Who's going to be a right back? It could be Declan Rice or right back or something like that.
But come on, man.
It ain't party no more, you know. It ain't party no
Yes.
more to do that job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
there's
nah,
Partey,
Zubimendi can
because
do it.
Partey was an emergency right back. Partey was an emergency right back. That was the thing with Arteta is that
Mhm.
he used him as
Very
an
good
emergency
point,
right
bro.
back.
Very good point. Who will play right back?
But 2 right backs, it's kind of unfortunate. I'll be
Yeah.
real.
Declan Rice.
Yeah.
Yo, Mosquera, man. Yo, Mosquera would, because
Oh,
I've
yeah,
seen him. I've seen on the lineups that he plays left centre back and he plays
Yeah.
right back.
He's a left-footed though.
How
He's
is he?
left-footed though.
Yeah,
think
but
Mosquera's
then how is he
left-footed.
Saliba's? How is he Saliba's replacement? Because this is what I've been
Because-
hearing the whole time.
because
Is
when it comes
Saliba's
to the
replacement.
centre back,
He could play on the right as well.
yeah, you can play
Yeah,
on the
but-
right, as in
But he's predominantly
He's a
played
centre-back.
left centre back. His the whole
Yeah.
season.
Are you trying to create issues here? I don't understand. What are we trying to do? Yes.
No,
What are you trying
look.
to do? Yes.
I've seen from what he done this season, majority of the time he's played left centre
Yeah,
back,
left centre back. Yeah.
and he's also played right back.
Yeah,
but right back not
has
as
he
much.
played right back?
Yeah, a
has he
couple
played
of
right
times
back?
he played right back.
Then
yeah.
there you go.
So
there
he
you go.
can. But
Okay.
what
okay.
where I don't get it is how are people saying it's a Saliba replacement? Because that's a backup. How's it a Saliba? Not
Because he can
replacement,
run
sorry,
fast. That's what it is. Because he's a centre back that can run fast. Therefore, he's a Saliba replacement.
Okay,
Because
some people are saying
Saliba
he's right footed. Okay, cool, right footed.
is he
Yeah,
right
then-
footed?
He's a right
Then we're
foot that
good.
can play left back. Left centre back.
Oh, that's good though. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
then.
yeah.
We've
That's
got-
not bad. That's calm, man.
I'm happy with Mosquera signing, by the way. Do you know why? It's because I want him instead of that Kivio. I don't want Kivio to play ever for this club. Ever. Not to get
Also, you
any
get rid
game.
of Calafiori.
Yeah, have
He's
shame,
injury
Rashid.
prone.
You know, that's the guy you're comparing to my centre back, fam.
Yeah, exactly. That makes it even worse. You know what I'm saying? When you look at Kivio when he goes in, don't you
Yeah.
feel like he's kind of worried? He's always worried. When you see look at his face, he's always worried. You know what I'm saying? Which worries me.
Because
So
he's not
I
always
think-
match fit. Like he's not always match fit because he spends majority of the time on the bench, and then when there's a big situation, man just throws him on, expecting him to be ready. Yeah, he may be like he might be fit in terms of physically, yeah, training and everything, but not match fit because he barely plays, bro. He don't even get microwave minutes or anything. So
Yeah, he
like even
doesn't,
when you're
innit?
playing, yeah, so even when he's playing, he barely plays, and then all of a sudden, Real Madrid come and jump on, you know? Do you know what I mean? And then he's thinking, right, like, I got all these players running at me, but I ain't played a couple of games for a while. So that's what happens to some of these players, isn't it? Not everyone's like, you can keep him on the bench for a while and just throw him on and he can adjust to things, innit, to situations. So
No, I hear that, bro. But I think
That's-
Mosquera's a good
but
signing.
then you might as well throw the tile in the bin, fam. I can't lie to you. Ask Unai Emery why he does that right back.
Yeah, I know, but like, come on, Mosquera's better than Kivio. I know he is, even though I've never watched Mosquera, but I know he is. Straight away, I know he is, man. He's that
better than
bad.
Kivio?
Yeah, he's better than Kivio. He's better than Kivio.
I thought
He's better than
was
Kivio.
decent,
Calafiori
man.
as well.
But he's better than Coral, though.
As well.
Nah.
I thought
Yeah,
he came
Kivio's
with
better
one-
than
He got
Colwill.
dangerous, you know. Dangerous, bro.
What?
Yeah.
Kivio's better than Colwill. Everybody in the chat panel. Don't you think Kivio's better than Colwill?
Cowell without the black spray.
No, man.
Not with the black spray, bro.
I don't think there's much in it between them two, really.
Oh, tomato,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
hear
think
that.
it's two cheese.
Don't worry, man. We'll send him to you next season, innit? You know what I'm saying? You can have a look on whether he's good enough or not.
Yeah.
But nah.
That-
Yeah, I got a question though, yeah. Well, who's this new guy that you know that failed Man United player that's gonna become your coach? Like what's
Heinz.
what? Yeah, Heinz or something. What's his
Heinz
name?
Beans,
Like,
Gabriel
Oh,
Heinz.
apparently he played with Arteta at PSG in their youth days.
yeah. So that's
Right.
another defender you're signing.
I mean, because when we were meant to be announcing Zubimendi and all these other men, we were announcing, an assistant goalkeeper, an assistant coach because Airpod Albert took a job somewhere, or one of his assistant coach. I don't. And that's the guy we're talking about, Abs. So you asked me if this guy's gonna come challenge Arteta. I'm like, nah, this is just gonna come hold up the iPad for him and show him, hey, put on another defender. I don't think Arteta is gonna recruit anyone that's gonna challenge him and challenge his authority or make.
Yeah, because from what I've seen, it says that his assistant coach has left to be manager at Parma. But he's bringing this guy in to be part of the coaching staff. Yeah. So he hasn't become his assistant coach. You get it? There's no assistant coach no more.
Okay.
It's just
everybody's leaving Arteta, man. Everybody's leaving Arteta. They're sick and tired of him. Yeah. Lemons, pickpocketing. You know what I'm saying? Ideas.
The only people that trust the process are the players, bro. I can't lie. All the coaching staff, sporting directors are gone.
Yeah, but yes, let's be honest. If you're a player like Moreno, come on, you're more than happy to play for Arsenal. There's
with those wages.
Do you know what I'm saying? With those kind of wages. Come on. Only maybe Saka and Saliba, maybe Skelly, even though Skelly young. The only players that probably go out there and find clubs that are better than Arsenal. Do you get me? All the other players are not on the level to play for other teams. That's the thing. Back in the day when we had like 2000 to 2003 team, you know that Thierry Henry can go out there and play for any team. You know, Vieira can do that. Bergkamp can do that. Do you know what I'm saying? Campbell can do that. Cole. You know what I'm saying? These players all can go out there and play for top clubs. Right now, we only have like 3 players that can play for top clubs. That's why I'm so happy with the Gyökeres signing. Because I know Gyökeres can play for a lot of clubs. It's just that obviously they have strikers and whatnot. But like he can go out there and get games at other clubs. These players are not good enough to play for a top club. Most of them, they're average or just a little bit better than average. You know.
Wait, Gabriel, you don't think Gabriel would play for a top club?
Yeah, Gabriel probably as well. I've never heard a top club going for Gabriel, but
yeah, but Gabriel, the thing about Gabriel is that he's just, as a pairing, they're very good. Before, obviously, I feel like he's developed and become more reliable and stuff like that over time. Yeah, so you can play him on his own without Saliba. Not as much as he did it before. Remember, Saliba was the calm one, yeah? And Gabriel was the one getting red cards and doing all that. But now, obviously, but this is why defense is more based on a structure, innit? So if your structure's right, even if a player ain't really that well, the structure got him. Do you know what I'm saying? But if you do this, that's why you can't really judge defenders a lot, just single on their own. Because when you put them as a pairing and they suit each other, they look way better. Just in certain situations, you can say, okay, this player can't do this or that. But you see it all the time. If 2 players don't communicate well, they just holograms. Do you know what I mean? Even if it's one guy, you don't communicate well, you can just get bypassed by 1 or 2 passes. So,
to be fair to Gabriel, I think he eliminated a lot of the mistakes that he had in his game.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead, Abs.
No, I was just about to say the same thing. Like he's matured. Yeah, he's matured quite a lot now. So yeah, he's definitely. I think you can pair Gabriel with anyone in Arsenal now. I think he's that good a defender. I rate him extremely high. Definitely one.
Some people are rating him better than Saliba.
Yeah.
Some people are not for me.
I rate him better than Saliba because I think I don't think Saliba's fully matured, and they're 2 different styles of player, aren't they? One's more laid back and reads the game. One's more aggressive. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But in recent times, you've seen Saliba do things that you didn't used to see him when he started going higher on the pitch or when he's been challenged a bit more, like the Bournemouth game or something like that. Do you get it? You see certain aspects that you didn't see before, but. Listen, I rate Saliba highly, and I think I rate Gabriel highly as well. It just depends on sometimes how the way the manager plays, isn't it? Sometimes instead of getting the best out of the players, they're trying to hide their weaknesses. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it's more focused on hiding players' weaknesses instead of getting the best out of the things that they do well.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, we'll see what happens.
Gabriel gives you going forward as well on set pieces as well. Yeah. It's nothing to be. It's not mean feat, he's very good in the air as well. Very underrated. He's a very good aerially. I think he's better to be honest.
But every time he has the ball, he scores, bro.
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
them, I got
Every time he heads the ball, you're like, yeah, he's gonna score. As soon as you see him moving around, you think, oh, he's gonna score.
Rashid's doing the shift at work. I know man's at work, innit? You at work?
yeah, I got to go. No, I'm not at work, but I got to go.
No.
Hey,
Cool,
big
man.
up
It's
to
love,
everyone.
man.
Big up to the
Yeah,
panel.
yeah.
Big up to the chat.
Yeah.
Take
It's
care,
love
man.
chatting to you about football, man. In a bit.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No, brother, man.
And people, make sure you are subscribing to Arsenal Revolution TV. But while I got Yasser here, people, make sure you're subscribing to Yasser as well. But before you go, bro, I have to ask you, what do you think of your transfer window, as for your transfer business at the Chelsea?
I'm looking at my transfer window and I'm thinking there has to be more. Like there's still more to be done. But knowing the way my club moves, the window ain't done till they fully lock off the window, innit? Like until they tell us the window's closed, these men are always looking for either an opportunity or certain place to be available. We've already heard before that our owner likes what is his name, Iqbali. He loves Rodrigo. So if he finds, and our club does this a lot, for example, I'm not saying we're going to get him necessarily, but I'm saying it's the way my owners move, yeah. And there's a difference between the way my sporting directors move and my owners.
Right.
If there's a player that they really want and they're not really getting anywhere with negotiations, for example, let's say a Mudryk at the time, or even what's the other guy's name, Caicedo, our owners take the flight straight. They take the private jet to the player, slap the money and get the player and come back. And they've done it before. Remember when they flew to Poland to get Mudryk? They actually do these kind of things. Now, what's his name? Bowley saw Enzo Fernandez in the World Cup final in Qatar, and that's how he went and bought him. You know what I'm saying? So we're buying. So they always want the best players, and Bowley's known for spending a lot of money in America and all that kind of stuff. It's just the way he does certain things. But when it comes to the window itself, so I have a feeling, okay, cool, maybe if this guy wants Rodrigo, he might actually go for it. But the thing they like doing is, let's wait and see, for example, Arsenal negotiate. Let's see what price they settle on. And then we can just add 5 million or, extra money. Because a lot of the times clubs already have contact with the players.
Right.
You know what I mean? They just need an idea. Are you coming? How much are you willing to take? And it's just about negotiating with the club, innit? So we'll see exactly what happens. But I still think we need a goalkeeper. I still think we need a backup left back for Cucurella, especially considering we're moving on that Vega guy, Renato Vega. He looks like he's going to Bayern Munich potentially.
Is Chilwell still on your books?
Yeah. He's won a trophy at Crystal Palace. He was alone at Crystal Palace.
Bring him back there. Bring him back there. Since he's so good and he won a trophy.
Yeah, so I think he's we're trying to move. I forgot which club he was linked to. He was linked to one of the promoted clubs. I don't remember. I don't think he was Leeds. He was someone that he was linked to. So we are looking for one of those players to.
Wasn't he at Palace?
He won it.
He was alone at Palace and won the FA Cup with them.
Yeah. You know that baffled me. Sorry, it's a quick.
No, go on.
You know what baffled me about your goalkeeper situation is that you lot didn't just put in the money for that. Is it Maignan? What his name?
So what happened with Maignan was,
he's
only got 1 year left on his deal.
Right.
So it was like so what happened is they knew that we wanted to get the player and take him to America for the Club World Cup. So they were saying, this is how much we want. The difference is the market nowadays don't really it's not really about how much you want. It's the players are mostly going for market value, book value and stuff like that. So they're looking at him saying, if this is how long he got left, this is his contract, he's worth 12 million. He's not worth 26 million or whatever they're asking for. So they've been trying to negotiate, but then they were saying, you know what, we'll stick to our price. They would just flash the money before the Club World Cup to get him. And we were like, nah, we're not doing that. Just to see if they'll drop their money, and it never happened. And then we're kind of seeing, because now it's an open book. Even though I think the manager come out and said he's staying, but they have to either get him to sign a contract or we'll be in for him in January. So either way, they're kind of doomed because we might get him for free. The only downside,
he wants to go to Chelsea as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's already agreed personal terms. That was already done. The only difference is for us is that we can't wait we don't really want to wait to get him for January. Do you know what I mean? Because we want him now. So there might be a possibility where something can be worked out. Because remember, there's a lot left in the window. But if it's not him, get me a different goalkeeper, bro. I can't have that. I can't have that Hondo from SWAT in my goal, bro. I can't have him in goals, bro. What did the American score? Was it Shamal Moore? I can't have him in goals, bro. I can't. Yeah, I'm saying that too many mistakes. Even though he's improved, like
Yeah.
from the ending in the season till now, even Club World Cup, he's been solid. But he's done way too many mistakes for me to say, yo, let's have him in my team again, bro. And we had Petrovic. He was, you know, he's improved and done his thing in France, and he was one of the best goalkeepers over there. He's come back and basically said, either I get guaranteed minutes or I'm not staying. But it's like you could have come in and said, I'll fight for my place. And then if you know what I mean, if you know that you're as good as you saying you are, you would have started. You know? Because we were looking to move Sanchez on. So now I don't know exactly what's gonna happen over there, but we need to get him. We have players coming in. Our midfield's already sorted because we signed this Isugo Santos that was at Andre Santos, who's the Brazilian that was at Strasbourg. He's come in. So our midfield depth is already all sorted. So we have 2 players in each position. So it's not really Lavia if he's gone or Caicedo's gone. We haven't got anyone there anymore. Esteval
as well, though, isn't it?
I just said Esteval, but he said it before me. But he's coming in. But I just want to see what he does in the league. Like, I'm not one of those people that says, yo, he's going to be cooking and doing this and that. And this is one of the reasons why we don't mind getting a Kudus in. Do you get what I'm saying? He can play over there. He can play on the left. Whatever. We can find ways of playing some of them. And we do this thing where we're doing, you know, side hustles. Some of the players that we buying are just flips. We'll send you on loan for a year. Remember, you've done it to Omari Hutchinson. We'll buy you. If you cook
don't
and do
that to Ethan, you know. Please don't do that to Ethan, man.
No. I can't lie. This is the thing, because he was saying he needed guaranteed minutes, and we were like, he ain't getting no guaranteed minutes. That means we're sending him to Strasbourg. That's the only reason we buy him. And I'm not saying he's not good enough. It's just one of those things where I don't see him starting consistently unless we move someone else on. I don't know exactly how they work, but yeah. So there's multiple positions that we need players. So we still need a centre back. I thought maybe we'd be getting Gay because we were linked to him in January, but nothing's been done now. We got linked to Hinchikapi, I think his name is. I forgot what is it. Not Leipzig, Leverkusen. He plays for, I think. Very solid centre back. But this is the thing. We just need to see which players we get. Attacking wise, we've bought multiple players like the Gittins, João Pedro, who looked really good on his debut.
Speaking of your attack, what are your thoughts on the João Pedro thing? You calm?
I think he's supposed to be the what's his name? The Nkunku replacement, that versatile forward that you can play on the left, in the 9 or in the 10, or you get it. You can play him in multiple positions, and he can facilitate for other players. And if I don't expect you to watch the Club World Cup, but if you have in the last game, he was like, bro, he was just running at they were playing a low block, and he just running at them consistently, and he got good feet, and that's sometimes what you need to break down the low block. Someone that's willing to get the ball and beat them, huh?
Are you concerned about Pedro's temperament though? Because he's quite aggressive, isn't it?
Bro, he was this body and people left, right, center. But we have another problem because the lap does the same, and he's English, isn't it? So he's just. But on the other side though, he was just getting kicked left, right, and center, but nothing was given to him. But you know, these people are like, okay, cool, I'll run into you. It's the English man said it. I'll just run straight into you. And sometimes that can get you cards and stuff. So yeah, I just think that I wanted the lap anyway, because I thought that I want a striker not to just if he doesn't score a goal in the game, I want him to be able to do something else, innit? I don't really want to have that striker that just floats about doing nothing. You don't even know he's there, and then he has 3 touches a game. Your wing, you get it, he's done nothing, he's just there, and then that's it, you missed the game. At least provide for someone else, do something, you know what I mean? Keep it moving. We had that with Jackson, but he was what we used to call the tiger with no teeth because he couldn't finish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't have that one thing where you can't finish. And this is why I expect to see a big improvement, even though it's not the levels and players not that big in terms of Delap is not a Gyökeres, in terms of, you know, the name and goal scoring. But if he can back some of the goals that Jackson was missing, that already puts us way higher than we were before. Because we were creating 4 or 5 times the amount of chances Ipswich does.
Yeah.
And he scored 12 at Ipswich.
I hear it.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
man, Chelsea doing good, man. Chelsea doing some business, but you know we've seen Chelsea win transfer windows before and then just made a mess of the season. So you know.
Yeah, but we ain't got Poch no more, bro. You know what I'm saying? That guy just needs everything, bro.
That on Poch still. But Waffle Don, what you got coming up? Are you doing a watch along for the Chelsea later? I think they.
Nah,
is that 8 o'clock?
I'm not really trying to do no watch along because the problem is it's in America. There's this I don't know, man. There's thunderstorms and all that rubbish. That Benfica game, I was with Northside that day, bro. And bro, listen, that 4 hours or something. You know what I'm saying? We locked off the watch along early. We were like, we ain't doing this. The break, literally, there was 4 minutes left. The game was about to end. And they just fully were like, nah, thunderstorm coming or something, tornado. Let's lock off the game. Hour and a half, they locked it off for. For 4 minutes, bro. But I'm saying just play 4 minutes, lock off the. But yeah, so I'm probably gonna do a match reaction, and then sometime this week, man, I'm gonna do some transfer talk and that probably tomorrow. And yeah, man, we'll keep it going. I saw the link and I was like, yeah, let me just come on and just say my piece.
Yeah, man, it was meant to be.
Because I watched you even watch your content and that, but never caught it live, innit? Sometimes you just don't catch it live. So I thought,
yeah, man, because all the heavy hitters are streaming during this time, so you still have to try a thing, innit?
Yeah, you still have to do your own thing. Otherwise, you never do it. You know what I mean? You say later, and then another heavy hit is live. You know?
Yeah. Jaleel, what's up, man? You got anything else you want to add before we push out of here?
Yeah.
No, nothing really. Just
listen, I'm going. Big up.
Some of the I'll big up yourself. No, just planning to chill out. Really. Just looking at the transfer window, still being a bit boring. I mean, it's just a bit of boring transfer window. I mean, I'm just thinking the fact that Arteta is just glazing over his Community Shields. He might be at home looking at his Community Shield medals and going, I bet he's on Twitter going, look, I've got 2 Community Shields. What do you guys think? Because Arteta mentioned the Community Shields in his press conference. What do you think of that? That was embarrassing, wasn't it?
Bro, but that's you can add that to the other 15, 20 things that he said in a press conference.
That's just ego, though, isn't it? That's all ego, though. You know what I mean? That's just
he's embarrassed us with the airing the ball in the EFL Cup. He's embarrassed us after PSG beat us. They said we were better. He's embarrassed us on multiple occasions on how we dominated games. After we lost the game, he comes out and said we dominated. I'm like, what game were you watching, bro? Dominate what? If a team allows you to have the ball, you're not dominating anything. You know what I mean? That was a strategic move by Nuno Espirito letting us have the ball because he knew we couldn't score and the game ended 0-0. He comes out and said we dominated. No, we didn't. They let us have the ball because they know we were toothless. So he's embarrassed us before. I'm not surprised when he does that. The thing is, he doesn't have to answer for it in the press conference because no one holds him accountable. It's rivals that beat us with that stick that we have to defend ourselves against crazy shit that he says. Like that. So it is what it is, man. It's probably his last year, or we will be doing this year. So either one, I'm cool with. So yeah, man. But yeah, man. You doing a watch along or no?
Nah, I doubt if I'm going to give Chelsea that energy. But I'm going to watch the game anyway. But nah, man, just catch me every morning, Daily Waffle Settings. We just talk about transfers and, do you know what I mean? Hopefully we're going to have a here we go tomorrow. I don't know. But anyway, first I want to just big up the chat as well because they've been magnificent today and as always. And big up to BBK Sports as well. Yeah, one of the hardest working content creators
Thank you, bro.
In the YouTube world right now. So you know what, people, let's give him his flowers. Let's make sure you're subbing to the channel, and make sure you're liking the video as well. And big up to Mr. Theo, Mr. Walcott down below with his legends. It's nice chatting to you today.
Yeah, man. Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up to the panel. Jaleel, thank you for jumping on, bro. Thank you for giving us your time and your thoughts on the Arsenal. Like I always say, people, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.